Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 darkest robot chicken sketches ever.
You be good now.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most twisted segments from the Adult Swim stop-motion show. What robot chicken sketch is your favorite? Let us know in the comments. Number 20, American Girl Dolls. These dolls are sitting around drinking tea and telling their life stories. They each say what time period they're from and what their likes and dislikes are.
I'm Molly from Illinois and World War II. I love dancing and ribbons. My dad is in the army.
It goes well for the first two dolls, but when the third one reveals her backstory, the tone shifts significantly. She reveals her name is Addie Walker and that she was born a slave.
I'm Addie Walker from Philadelphia during the Civil War. I was born a slave. My dislikes include whips, and I like tire swings and cookies.
The other dolls are horrified by how she gleefully recounts this information to them. Things get a bit more uncomfortable when another doll, Mary Grace, is from the same time period and most likely a slave owner. But thankfully, she decides to pass.
Mary Grace, you're from the South, around the same time period as Addie? You must have some fun stories, right?
Pass!
Number 19, Deaf Parents. One of the more iconic aspects of Charlie Brown is Lucy convincing him she's not going to pull the football when he tries to kick it.
This time I'm gonna kick that football clear to the moon!
Another is the distinctive sound adults make when they speak, rendering whatever is said unintelligible. Here, Charlie Brown asks his mom if he and Lucy can have a snack.
Mom, can we have a snack?
She replies in the way in which adults sound, but then we're hit with an announcer telling us that his parents are deaf.
Your parents are deaf, Charlie Brown. Brought to you by Dolly Madison.
It certainly gives us a different understanding of the different Charlie Brown specials. Number 18, Care Bear Genocide. The Care Bears are known to be kind and travel around spreading that message to others while trying to stop Professor Coldheart, No Heart, and others from spreading hate. Here, however, their mission is changed when the Care Bears decide there must be purity amongst their ranks.
Our Care Bear franchise is on the brink of collapse, corrupted by impure creatures that leech off our sunshine land. I'm talking, of course, about the Care Bear cousins. Care Bear cousins suck!
Convinced that the Care Bear cousins are responsible for the decline of the franchise, they wipe them out. Despite their cutesy appearances, the cold and unfeeling way they eliminate the non-bear characters is unsettling. Not to mention they proceed to party afterward.
We did it! We killed all the Care Bear cousins!
Hooray for murder!
Now let us celebrate our genocide! Get your party on!
Sharing these harmful ideas is definitely not caring. Number 17, Toy Story 4. The later entries of the Toy Story franchise deal with how Andy's toys find new meaning for their lives once he grows out of playing with them. It's wholesome and touching to see how Woody, Buzz, and the gang deal with those changes. In this alternative view, things are much different. Andy is in college now, but the toys now have to deal with his growing interests in women.
Etch, what's going on up there?
Poor Buzz is pretty much lobotomized when Andy uses him as paraphernalia for mind-altering substances. The worst is when Woody is reduced to tears as he's left to put his best friend out of his misery.
Good night, sweet prince.
We're gonna play tomorrow?
You bet, pal. You bet.
Number 16, the iCarly iNipples. Carly is used to having her life online, but this gaffe literally has world-ending consequences. After recording a segment for her webcast, she accidentally leaves the camera on while taking a shower.
We'll be back later with more iCarly Duck Week. Bye. Okay, and off.
She gives the footage to Gibby for upload, who decides to leave it in for broadcast. Later, when her dad sees it, he feels that he's failed as a father and takes the nuclear route. No, really. He decides to fire nukes at Iran in response to being told he'd be court-martialed for resigning his position.
I'm resigning my commission.
You can't, sir. They'll court-martial you.
Then I might as well do something worth court-martialing. Set a course for the Arabian Sea.
Spencer informs Carly that because of their dad's actions, they'll be hunted by Al-Qaeda strike teams. Yikes. always remember to review your footage. Number 15, Happy Days Zombie Attack. Happy Days portrayed the lives of Richie Cunningham, the Fonz, and their friends in 1950s America as rather idyllic. What happens when zombies are inserted into the equation? After Ralph dies from juggling knives, Fonzie's able to bring him back to life by hitting him with his fist.
Never fear, the Fonz is here.
But he's dead, Fonz.
But I can turn women on, I can turn the jukebox on, I can turn things on. Hey!
Unfortunately, this has the effect of turning Ralph into a zombie, who proceeds to start the zombie apocalypse in Arnold's. It's up to the Fonz to save the day and eliminate the threat. It's heartbreaking, though, when Richie reveals he's been bitten, and Fonzie needs to put him out of his misery. Happy days indeed. Number 14, Delicious Gummy Bears. Gummy bears are delicious, but maybe you'll think twice before eating one after this. A pink gummy bear is frolicking in a field when she unknowingly steps in a bear trap.
I'm so happy 'cause I'm a gummy bear, gummy bear.
After a blood-curdling scream followed by a stream of curse words, she decides the only way to free herself is to chew off the leg caught in the trap.
I guess there's only one way out of this. Goodness, I taste delicious.
Once free, she continues on her merry way until she steps in another trap. It turns out this is a twisted ad for gummy bears, but she's still left in a dire situation even if she's able to free herself. Number 13, why does Sonic run? A staple of the Sonic games is that Sonic goes fast. Fans of the Genesis games might remember those old ads saying Sonic is way better than Mario because of his extreme speed.
Wow, Sonic's fast too.
No, over here.
I like Genesis, and it costs a lot less.
Wait, kid, that game
I'll
there.
take Sonic and Genesis.
Have you ever stopped to ask why he needs to move so quickly? This sketch attempts to answer that question, and it takes an unexpected turn. A squirrel and beaver observe Sonic speeding by, and while admiring him, they wonder why he can't outrun.
There goes Sonic, fastest hedgehog in the world. What can't he outrun?
We cut to Sonic and see he's being chased by a little sad face from Zoloft commercials. He's trying to outrun his depression.
Gotta go fast, can't ask for help, leave my depression behind.
Maybe those games weren't so fun after all. Number 12, Oswald Floats. This blue octopus is known for his patience and general outlook on life, which is reasonable considering he's the star of a kids show. In this sketch, he's no different. Daisy, on the other hand, the two are in a raft, and before he goes into the water, he's about to put on a life preserver, wanting to be safe.
Whoops! Almost forgot my life preserver.
Oh, Jesus. I just need to see this. Oswald, you know you're an octopus, right? You literally cannot drown.
Daisy, however, is dismayed that he would even bother, considering he's an octopus, and thinks he'll be fine without one. She suddenly pushes him in the water, and a few seconds later, he floats back to the surface lifeless. What's shocking is her reaction to what she just did. She's completely nonchalant about it. Don't mess around with water safety. Number 11, Wile E. Piffany. Fans of Looney Tunes know that Wile E. Coyote is forever trying to catch the Roadrunner. While chasing his longtime prey, he fails once again. Dejected, he questions what he's doing with his life. The coyote has seemingly given up and decides he's ready to end it all. It's definitely not something we were expecting at all. That seems to be the case for the Roadrunner as well. When he shows up to the funeral, we find out that it was all an elaborate ruse, and the coyote is able to roast his foe. While he finally wins out, it's a bit too far for us how he does it. Number 10, Feudal France. Every Disney fan remembers the classic Beauty and the Beast number, where Belle sings a cheery song about her French village.
Another morning singing to my beloved, disgusting town.
The robot chicken version of this tune is a lot more grim. Instead of singing about the town's highlights, the Belle in the sketch sings about all the downsides of life in feudal France. Between the disgusting living conditions to rampant disease, the village looks like an awful place to live.
The death car rolls on by, the corpses piled high.
Just another normal day in feudal France.
Even Belle ends up catching a mysterious illness by the end of the sketch. We're glad Disney didn't make their song this realistic or horrifying in the original animated movie.
Just another friggin' day in feudal France.
Number 9. Apocalypse Pony. Most kids would be thrilled to see a pony come flying through the window. If it happens to be one of the apocalypse ponies, however, the children should run for their lives.
A little pony, apocalypse pony, punish mankind for their sins.
After a couple of kids cause mischief around their house, a group of sketchy-looking ponies comes soaring into the picture. Each creature represents one of the fabled 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. These toys are not concerned with child safety standards.
Yay! War ponies!
By the end of the sketch, almost everything in the house is on fire, and the family has been decimated.
And I am
Oh, how sad. The poor thing can't hear.
No, Mom. I think he said...
We guess the kids learned their lesson? Number 8. Laugh-A-Munich. In the Laugh Olympics cartoon, a bunch of Hanna-Barbera characters compete against one another. But what if they took the competition way too seriously?
Let's kill them all!
In this Robot Chicken sketch, a few villainous Hanna-Barbera characters preemptively eliminate their competitors.
Rari Raggy, Rarifty Rosenron.
When their heinous acts are discovered, a group of typically heroic toons get revenge by taking out the villains responsible. The sketch is dark by design, but the sight of characters like Scooby-Doo committing acts of violence really sticks with you.
There weren't any better Hanna-Barbera villains to round out the really rottens but me? Who the hell am I?
Still, this dark reimagining of the Laugh Olympics might leave you smiling if you have a totally twisted sense of humor.
Order!
Number 7. Cartoon Smokers. In the early 60s, the Winston Cigarette Company used characters from the Flintstones to promote their tobacco products without hinting at the harmful health effects they could cause.
Let's take a Winston break. That's it! Winston is the one filter cigarette that delivers flavor 20 times a pack.
But the Cartoon Smokers segment tackles the habit's potential negative effects head-on. We see cartoons like Fred Flintstone and Pink Panther suffering from various smoking-related ailments.
Hey, Fred, you need a light for that smoke with the smooth, rich flavor?
Do I ever, old pal? Yabba dabba do!
Even supporting characters like Olive Oil, who inhaled tobacco secondhand, are affected. Seeing these bright cartoon characters looking weakened and sick is seriously depressing.
The irony is Popeye's just fine!
All of them antioxidants in me spinach got me lungs cancer-free.
The sketch may not have been designed as a PSA, but it's just as effective as any real anti-smoking commercial.
I never get tired of hearing your robot voice there, Fred.
Marty, you're an asshole.
Number 6. Dora's Questionable Quinceañera. The premise of Dora the Explorer has always been simple. A young girl breaks the fourth wall to ask us for guidance along her adventures.
Could you check the map for us and find out how to get to the Big Red Hill?
This concept gets really dark in this sketch, however, when a teenage Dora needs to get some things for her quinceañera.
Help me out! Which beer has the highest alcohol by volume? Good choice!
The audience picks out an item for Dora at the store, and she promptly steals it.
Now let's complete this transaction!
Hey, stop that kid!
After she drinks a beverage that she is definitely not old enough for, she ends up on the roof and looks straight at the camera. Dora admits in a tearful confession that she can't hear anyone beyond the fourth wall.
Do you think I can fly? I've never been able to hear you since the show's big lie!
Although this sad confession is meant as a joke, her words left us wondering if the real Dora could ever really hear us. Number 5. Serial Killer. While hanging out at Fred's house, Barney gets creative in his attempt to steal his friend's Fruity Pebbles. Sadly, the two friends end up physically fighting over the cereal. During their scrap, Fred accidentally receives a fatal blow from his best friend.
Hey, good one, Fred. Good.
Barney quickly rushes to hide the evidence of his crime, only to realize that all of the animal appliances at Fred's house saw what happened.
Witnesses! The dishwasher!
My goodness, Cretaceous!
The record player!
He's off his rocker!
The bidet!
Oh man, the things I've witnessed!
So Barney ends the lives of all the living creatures that witnessed his crime. He's eventually caught in the act, captured, and forced to pay the ultimate price. We hope the Fruity Pebbles were worth it. Number 4. Wonder Pets visit the Laughter House. When the tiny animal rescue trio known as the Wonder Pets hear that a cow is in trouble, they jump to the rescue.
Look, her name is Veal. That's a very pretty name.
After releasing the cow from confinement, they realize it's too weak to walk away. The Wonder Pets decide to carry the animal into a nearby building called the Laughter House. Unfortunately, they didn't know that the building's name was missing an S.
Oh God, it's not a comedy club!
By the time they realize where they've really taken the animal, the cow's life has come to an abrupt end. The sketch would have been plenty dark if it had stopped there, but the writers go the extra mile and have the little trio eat hamburgers to close out the segment.
The Wonder Pets, the baby cow's deceased, but her flesh is nice and tender, so tonight we'll have a feast.
Too soon, Wonder Pets, too soon. Number 3, Pegasus abuse. Legendary voice actress Cree Summer has lent her voice to a few terrifying antagonists throughout her career. If we had to pick her most horrifying role, we'd look at this extremely grim robot chicken segment.
Horsey!
Thank goodness you found me.
In the sketch, Cree plays a little girl that finds a Pegasus caught in the trap. Instead of freeing the animal, she makes sure it can't fly away, renders it unconscious, and drags it to a barn. The girl torments the Pegasus both physically and mentally until it accepts its new name.
Your name is...
It's Pegasus.
Oh, God! Funny muffins!
Seeing the trapped majestic animal cave to the girl's demands is undoubtedly dark, and the way Cree makes the girl sound simultaneously sweet and sinister ensures this character will haunt our nightmares.
My name is Sunny Muffin.
I love you.
Number 2, Calvin's therapy adventures. Using the power of imagination, Calvin can have full conversations with his stuffed tiger Hobbs.
Wow, a real tiger! I can't believe you got me a real live tiger!
Okay.
Although Calvin loves to talk to his animal companion, his parents are a little concerned about it.
Who are you talking to?
To Hobbs, my pet tiger. Can't you see him?
That's just a stuffed animal.
No, it's not.
After they try to stop Calvin's conversations with therapy and medication, Hobbs decides to take them out of the picture.
Psst, Calvin.
Hobbs!
Calvin, your parents don't believe. We have to kill them.
Before we know it, the parents are permanently gone, and their son is locked in a padded cell indefinitely.
Wow! Mars is amazing! Mars is amazing!
The Calvin and Hobbes stories always made it seem adorable that the boy had someone to talk to, but now that we've seen what could happen if his imagination took a dark turn, we'll never look at the comics the same way again. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Tooth and Consequences. While the Tooth Fairy is visiting a child, the mystical being hears the parents arguing downstairs.
Where the hell have you been?
It's none of your business.
None of my business? It isn't my business.
Are you really a Tooth Fairy?
At 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Damn right it isn't.
Things eventually turn violent and the fairy checks it out.
Get your hands off me! Get out! Who the hell are you?
We're then shown 3 distinct endings. In the first scenario, the fairy takes the father's life before handing the kid some change.
You be good now.
The second ending sees the father dealing a fatal blow to the mystical being before telling his child to run away with him.
Hey, champ. Okay, pack up. You and me are going on vacation.
And the last scenario has the police arresting the sole survivor of the dispute before leaving the kid home alone. And did we mention that the mother is never heard from in any ending? The segment concludes with characters chanting that this is the darkest robot chicken sketch. We could not agree more.
Congratulations! This is the darkest sketch in television history!
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.